Yep, you see? All right, y'all, we got a new nurse. Tell her your story. Where did you graduate?
I graduated from Tri-C
that's a
in
good school.
2022.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I took it.
Happened in the oven.
Yeah, I took it the first time. I was, I think, like 35 weeks when I took it with her.
And
then
Sherry called Biscuit. He thinks it's his baby.
And then I failed it the first time. I had got all 145, and then I had her. I took a break, and somebody hooked me up with some material from another.
Say the name.
They hooked me up with some material from Booster. So I was like doing that, and then I took it in December, and I failed again. And I'm like, all right. And my cousin kept telling me to go to Shelly, and I was like, Jean, and then
Jean Green.
Yeah,
and Jean Green.
Yeah, and then and Dominique, but my cousin Dominique, the one who was telling me to go, cause she took you for LPN. No, Shanks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She got good peeps.
So I was like, man, I ain't paying that much or whatever. But then my husband, somehow my husband heard about Shelly.
Oh, you mean your man? Girl?
Yeah.
Go
And then he pissed me off. So I was mad at him for like 2 days. And then he was like, the second day, he was like, what you got to do today? And I was like, nothing. Why? Like, why you talking to me? And he was like, oh, I paid for you to go take your pre-test with Shelly. So you go at, I think it was like 2 o'clock. And I was like, well, I'm not even ready. Like, how you gonna tell me the day of? So he said he'll pay for my, so he said he'll pay for my class. And then you had a student, Ariel, who stood up here, and she had just passed, and she said she was going through postpartum. And I was like, oh, maybe that's what I'm going through. I need to get some help. So then,
yeah. That's right, baby.
So
I reached out to sleep. Don't do it. Don't pour the hot grits. No,
I reached out to my doctor or whatever, and we got that squared away. And then,
and it's a big deal, isn't it?
It is.
And that's why I was so thankful to Ari when she testified, because she had it. She had just had a baby, 7-month-old baby, and she's ready to just die. And she was in a terrible, not like you, you have a great relationship, but she was in a very terrible relationship, and there was so much going on with that baby, and her laptop had been broken by this man, and he didn't want her to go to, I mean, it was just horrible. And you know, I can see it in your face typically when you're going through some stuff. And I had just told her that morning, I said, baby, you've been in my class a minute and I've never seen you smile. And that bothered my heart. And she started crying, talking about all this mess. And I said, okay, we need to get you some help. Gave her a laptop, did whatever we had to do. And so it matters because her scores, like other students that I've diagnosed, their scores go way up once they get somewhere and get it together. And it's not your fault. Them hormones suck so bad. And what you don't understand is a lot of times after you have a baby, the birth control that you're using sometimes afterwards can further depress you, especially if it's progesterone based, like Depo-Provera, D for Depo, D for depressed. Very often, it's all progesterone. And only because I've done it so long and I've delivered babies so many years, do I even know that. And a lot of times changing the birth control, changing up a schedule is all you need. It's not nobody's fault. It's not, in that lady, in my other student's situation, it was her man's fault. But in most women's cases, it's nobody's fault. But you can't click. You can't click the way you used to click. You was a hustler, you was doing this, you was doing that, and you can't get your mojo back. And so just stop right there and think, I got to get some help. And it's temporary. You're not going to be in this situation forever. I think I used Zoloft for about 6 months and I was back to the hustler. I mean, you know what I mean? It just be like that. Breastfeeding, depressed, and everything depressing.
Yes. Oh, yeah. And I breastfeed. So, I came here, and then it was one class. She was like, let's see who takes the best notes in a few minutes. And when I left, I was like, this is stupid. I don't even take notes the way she told me to take notes. I'm not a highlighter person. I don't have all these different colored pens.
You hear what the baby said? That's why I wanted you to come back.
I don't have all these different colored pens. This is dumb. But then after I started taking notes the way she told me to take notes, it made more sense because it stood out. or whatever. And then
I got a lot of y'all bring me some ink pen on the paper. I'll be like, oh no.
Yeah.
And so let me, I just said it to the baby who went to the bathroom a minute ago. So let me just remind you why my baby's talking about it, because it made me think of it. I would have said it for my baby anyway. So this child done told you. So here's how you use your pens and your highlighters that I told your little ass to buy for your class. When you hear me say something on the video and you look at the handout and it's already typed, that's highlighter time. It's not writing time. It's highlighter time. When you hear me say something and it's not on the handout, that's writing time. What does it mean? Now you're gonna do your 5 questions in your U-World. Damn, U-World just said the same shit. Now you take the part that was already typewritten on the paper. I said it in the video, so it's highlighted. Now you're doing some questions on U-World and they said the same shit. Now you put a big ass star by it because it's on the fucking test. That's how you know how to prepare for the test, because you got a highlighter on it. It said it on the paper. I said it. The test said it. Damn, how many more times they gotta tell you the same shit different day? This on the test.
Yeah.
Okay, that's how you do it. That's what the difference between a highlighter and a colored pen is.
Yeah, it
Okay.
makes a difference. And then I had made a date for May 17th, but I wasn't ready. I was doing all kind of stuff the week before.
And you needed the NCLEX 4000.
Yeah, oh yeah. And you gave me the laptop. And one time I left and she texted me and was like, you left the laptop. And I'm like, I don't got time for that laptop. I do my questions on the go on U-World, but I came back and got through it. So, yeah.
I love that.
So, a week, I pushed my test date back, and a week before, I was just listening to videos, and it was like 11 at night, and no, 10:30, and my son came in from basketball practice. I had him, he lucky, he got out of this. And he came in the house, and he was like, "You not even gonna use all this stuff. This is stupid. Why you keep listening to this?" Or whatever. And my 9-year-old, she heard you one day. She was like, "Your teacher is rude. I don't know." And she's so scared. She was scared for me to tell you. She was like, "I don't know how you be in her class, but she talk like that all the time." And I'm like, "Yeah," or whatever. So.
Oh yes, I am. Don't tell her I'm not. One day she gonna be in here. She gonna see it.
So I did what one girl did, and my husband about to find this out right now. He don't even know. But I pretended like I went to work, but I did it. I never went to work for a week straight. I went to my mom's house. She gonna tell on me too. I went to work. I got up. I put my work clothes on. I'm like, "See you later." But I went to my mom's house. I knew he wouldn't pop up over there because he don't have a key. He forgot to get his key made, but whatever.
He didn't want to pay for the class, just put it back on.
Yeah. So the day of my test, I did the same thing. I got up like I was going to work, and I went to go take it. Yeah, I went to go take it, and I called him at 10 o'clock, and he was like, "Why are you calling me? You were supposed to be in class," because I took it on Wednesday. And I was like, "Oh, I just took my test. What you doing?" He was like, "You sound too calm." And I was like, "Because I think I passed it. I don't feel like I killed nobody the whole time I was taking it." So I think I did it, and I was 85 and out. So
Yay! Congratulations.
I forget where I was at and what I was doing, and I didn't check it till later. I'm like,
yeah. I was 85 and out, but
how did it feel?
it felt good. I felt like I was a little bit too relaxed. I had on these Crocs. I had took them off during the test. But I was too relaxed. I was sitting back in the chair, like,
you're supposed to be in
just
full pain to do
clicking.
this test?
No, but I took my shoes off. I was like at home, like I was
But that's
chill.
what we want.
Yeah. So it's
in the
Pretend that you're at home.
yeah.
Pretend you're in your kitchen,
So-
your dining room, wherever you usually be.
But I felt too chill, like, but I didn't feel like I was killing nobody.
Wow.
So-
There's that.
I was like, well, whatever.
So it's doable, right?
Yeah,
You
it's
think- Now,
doable.
when you look, now you're a good person to tell everybody in the class. When you look at your other two tests and you compare it to this one, is it what I thought it is, which it seems just a little bit more reasonable than that other crap?
It's
Or is
more
that
reasonable
hard
because
as
it
well?
give you a full setup. Like I work as a clin tech at Hillcrest Hospital,
Oh,
so
that's
I'm used
right.
to being in the hospital. so it give you a full picture of what's going on, like, and it tells you everything, so you can't read into the question or whatever. Like, that's what I like about the case studies, because I don't feel like you really can read into it, because it's telling you right then and there. And then like that last case study boot camp we did, it made sense to just throw, like, they don't have GERD, this is stupid, like,
Yes.
you know. So if you know your system and you roll with that,
Content,
content, and that's why I feel relaxed, because I feel like I knew my content better. Yeah. Because I like when you did your endocrine video, you was like, just think of a drunk on the street, the VA person.
Yeah.
Well, not drunk, the homeless man.
Yeah.
So when you think about stuff like that, it just makes more sense.
It does make more sense.
Yeah.
If you could apply it.
If you can apply it.
So what would you tell them to do? What's your best advice?
Definitely, them case studies. I had, most of my tests was case studies, for real.
Wow. That's a lot of people been saying.
But if you know how to work those case studies, then you will know how to work the test.
Now, how are they going to know how to work those case studies?
They gotta come here.
They gotta
come to
boot
case
camp.
study boot camp for sure, because you can't use anything. And I was in case study boot camp, but I couldn't, like, when she asked a question, I couldn't throw it out there. But if I'm reading it, I can
You did
apply
good.
it.
You
Yeah.
actually did really good.
And she actually told me, she was like, with these scores, you're not ready. And I was like, and I came here one day like, the scores on the laptop is different than the app. They higher.
Yeah.
And then I was
that.
like, I ain't going by this phone. I'm going by this laptop.
She want to go by the higher score.
Yeah, I want to go by the higher
But all
score.
you got to do is remember, if you hadn't have passed, you'd have been fussing at me because
Oh, yeah.
and I get those, but you never see them because they don't want you to see them until they pass.
Yeah.
So I get those. So I'm never going to change me. I'm going to keep it as high as I got it, because guess what? Only 12 people failed in 21 years. I think I'm doing pretty good with it.
Yeah, for real.
Okay, so if I tell you don't and you do, I'm good if you pass. I'm actually good if you fail. What do? I just told you. I pay for everything if I told you to go. If you went on your own, I don't reject you. Who's seen me not reject that person and just be like, okay, baby, come on back. Let's do it my way. You've seen this. If you've been in my class a minute, you've seen that person come back and fail, sit down, and let's do it right the second time. But my job, imagine my job is to give you my guarantee that you will never fail. Long as you do the things you're supposed to do like she did, and she did. She came, she did, she conquered, she did that shit. You're going to be all right. Even if you think, oh my God, she's going to cuss me out. I took this shit and I wasn't supposed to. I know damn well 60s ain't enough to get no damn NCLEX pass. Please come back, because I told you a long time ago, I'm worse than you could ever be. I'm Aquarius. I know every fucking thing. So what am I going to do? Break every rule. You told me not to go, bitch. I'm talking to God. I'm going. I know me. I'm just like you. So don't feel bad. Just come back. Let me love on you and get it right the second time or third or whatever it is. But this girl rocked that.
Yeah.
And you cute. Yeah, baby. Oh.